There's a bill going through the Colorado Legislature, Colorado House Bill 251312, that would categorize deadnaming, that is referring to someone by his name, like the name on his birth certificate, not the name that he makes up for himself later on. It would categorize deadnaming as child abuse. The bill, according to its summary, would direct courts that are making child custody decisions, family courts, determining parenting time, how much daddy gets to see the kid. It would instruct them to consider, quote, deadnaming, misgendering, or threatening to publish material related to an individual's sex change services as types of coercive control. That is to say, if parents split, if they're even fighting within a marriage, and then they split, and the mother wants to trans the kid, and the father, we've heard a lot of stories like this. This is not an abstract hypothetical thing. This happens. The father says, well, hold on, I don't want you to castrate my son. I don't want you to destroy my kid. That's horrible. I'm not going to play along with this and pretend that my son is actually a daughter. That would be terrible. And the mother goes to the judge in Colorado and says, hey, my ex-husband is referring to my son, my child, by his dead name. The father could lose visitation rights. The father could be cut out of the father could be convicted of. And it's awful, and the shallow conservative response is going to be to pop a blood vessel and say, this is crazy. But think about it a little bit more deeply. Think about it from the perspective of the libs. Why shouldn't that be child abuse? Verbal abuse is already considered a form of child abuse. You don't need to just take the belt off and start smacking your kid across the face to be accused of child abuse. Things you say to your kid can be and are considered in many places abusive. In this case, they're saying, look, the son is really a daughter. And so it will cause great emotional distress to call that child by his dead name. I mean, it's really cultish, even the phrase dead name. It's kind of like a rebirth, a baptism into the Gnostic faith of transgenderism. But from their perspective, that is verbal abuse. That'd be like calling a child a bunch of vulgar words, screaming at the child. It's the same thing. So it's going to be very tempting for conservatives to say, hold on, are you kidding me? Using the wrong pronouns or something, that's now, and a father's going to lose custody of his kid? No. We should accept the premise, yeah, verbal abuse can be. But calling your son by his real name is not. What is calling your son by a girl's name. What is this kind of gets back to that rabbi's point on anti-Semitism. It's not enough not just to be not really pro-transing the kids. You have to be anti-transing the kids. You need to be pro having the kids live in accord with reality. We need to have a little bit more spine. We're talking about chopping off various appendages. You got to have a spine and some other anatomical features too here. In other words, conservatives need to go on the offense. And we need to we need to ban transing the kids. We need to punish parents who would trans the kids. We need to define it as to trans the kids. We need to define it as to refer to the child by the wrong kind of name or the wrong kind of pronouns. Or we need to do what the libs are doing, but in the direction of justice and goodness and morality. What the libs are doing here is legislating in the direction of wickedness and injustice and really hideous stuff. We need to do it the other way. It's not, we have the wind at our backs. This is a 90-10 issue, 95-5 issue here. The vast majority of people agree that transing the kids is hideous. So let's go on the offensive here. Let's lock up the parents, teachers, adults who would abuse kids in this way. And I don't know, let's send them to El Salvador. Let's get that one guy back who wasn't supposed to go to El Salvador. Let's send all these people to El Salvador. Let's go on the offensive here. Because if we're just playing not to lose, then the minute that political winds change again, the libs are going to go even further. They're going to take kids away from their fathers because their fathers won't pretend that the kids are the opposite sex. Because the fathers won't abuse the kids. That was a great clip. Stop. Ring the bell and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and then you'll get all the other clips. See you next time.